Evan Hawley was a lonely human man living on a quiet colony world. His small house stood at the edge of a dark forest, far from the other families. He worked, he cooked, he cleaned, and he tried his best to smile for his two daughters, Mira, 12 years old, and Laya, 10 years old. They were cheerful girls, full of life, but Evan often felt empty inside. His wife died years ago, and since then, silence followed him everywhere. But everything changed on one strange stormy evening. The door suddenly opened with a loud crash. Rain blew inside the house. Mira and Leah rushed in, breathing fast, their hair wet, their clothes covered in mud. Evan stood up from the table, confused. "Girls? What happened? Why are you?" Then he saw someone standing behind them. A tall alien woman entered slowly, her steps weak, her eyes glowing faint blue in the dark doorway. She looked young, beautiful, and terrified. Her silver hair was messy, her skin bruised, and her clothes torn like she had escaped from something dangerous. Strange metallic cuffs were locked around her wrists, glowing with a soft red light. Evan's breath caught in his throat. The alien woman whispered, voice shaking, "Please, do not send me back." Evan froze. Send her back where? And why were his daughters with her? Mira stepped in front, spreading her arms as if protecting the stranger. "Dad, please, she needs help. Someone was chasing her." Leah held the alien woman's hand tightly, like she was protecting a scared child. She was hiding in the forest. She was crying, "Dad." Before Evan could speak, a loud rumble shook the house. The windows trembled. Lights flickered. Something heavy landed somewhere outside. The alien woman's eyes widened in terror. "They found me," she whispered. Evan looked at the cuffs on her wrists. He had heard about such devices. Ownership bonds, illegal technology used by alien hunters to control their assets. No normal citizen used those devices. Only dangerous people did. He swallowed hard. "What happened to you?" The woman stepped into the warm light of the room. For the first time, Evan saw her clearly. She was breathtaking, tall, graceful, with glowing blue veins under her skin, like soft energy moving inside her body. But more than beauty, he saw fear. Deep fear. "My name is Arina," she whispered. "I escaped them. The hunters, they bought me. I did not belong to them. I am not a slave." Her voice broke. "Please, I beg you, don't let them take me." Evan felt his heart tighten. She wasn't dangerous. She was terrified. Another loud thud hit the ground outside, closer this time. Mira grabbed Evan's shirt. "Dad, they're looking for her. They're coming." Evan ran to the window and peeked outside. Through the rain he saw shapes, large shadows moving between trees. Then he saw a glowing search drone drifting above the ground, scanning the area with a red beam. Someone was definitely searching. Someone dangerous. The drone buzzed closer. Arina stepped back, her breath fast. "If they take me, your family will also be punished. They do not leave witnesses." Evan turned sharply. "Are they coming to my home? Why?" "Because I ran into your forest," she said softly. "They will check every house. They will not stop until they find me." Evan's mind raced. He had two little girls. An alien woman in fear. Hunters moving around his property. This was not normal. This was not safe. Leah pulled the cuffs gently. "Dad, look at her hands. They hurt her." The metal had burned marks on her skin. Before Evan could decide anything, a dark silhouette walked past the living room window, slow, heavy, scanning the house. Evan froze. Arina covered her mouth, trying not to breathe loudly. The shadow stopped, turned back, looked directly at the window. Evan felt his heart stop. For a long silent moment, the stranger outside stood still, watching the house. Then, the doorknob shook. Someone was trying to enter. Evan's daughters screamed quietly. Arina stepped in front of them, trembling but ready to defend. Evan grabbed a metal tool from the kitchen drawer. His hands shaking, the door handle turned again slowly. The storm howled behind it. A faint mechanical voice spoke from the other side. "Open the door. We know she is inside." Evan's world shattered in that moment. He wasn't alone anymore. And danger had come right to his doorstep. The house remained silent long after the shadow outside disappeared. Evan stood still, listening carefully. His daughters held Arina tightly, as if letting her go would bring danger inside. The storm outside softened, but the fear inside the home grew even stronger. Evan finally took a deep breath. "All right," he said quietly. "We need to understand who you are, and what you're running from." Arina lowered her head. Her silver hair covered half her glowing blue face. She moved slowly toward the warm light of the living room. Her body trembled not from the cold, but from fear. "I did not want to involve your family," she whispered. "But I had no place left to run." Mira came closer, still holding Arina's cuffed hand. "You can tell us. We're safe now." A sad smile passed across Arina's lips. "No, you are not safe because of me." Evan kneeled beside her. "Start from the beginning. Who are those people outside?" Arina hesitated. She touched the strange metal cuffs around her wrists. The red light slowly pulsed, like a heartbeat. "These cuffs are not from my world," she said softly. "They are made by hunters." Leah blinked. "Hunters? Like people who catch animals?" Arina shook her head. "No, they hunt rare people. Rare species. My kind." Evan felt something shift inside him. "You mean hunters capture you? Why?" Arina met his eyes, her voice breaking. "Because my people are born with a kind of energy they desire. They use it for weapons, for machines, for war." Evan felt sick. Mira covered her mouth in shock. Arina continued, her voice like a soft echo. "I escaped from a transport ship 3 nights ago. I ran through forests, rivers, caves. But they always follow. They do not stop. They do not sleep. They do not forgive." She showed her wrists again. Red burn marks circled her skin. "These cuffs," she said, "track my blood. As long as I wear them, they will never lose my trail." Leah stepped forward bravely and touched Arina's hand. "You must have been so scared." Arina's eyes filled with tears. "When your daughters found me, I thought I was dreaming. I never expected kindness. I do not remember the last time someone helped me." Evan spoke gently. "You're safe in this house. No one hurts guests here." Before Arina could reply, a strange buzzing sound came from outside. Evan quickly moved to the window. A glowing drone hovered over his backyard, scanning the ground and trees with a red beam. Arina gasped and stepped back. "They are closer than I thought." The drone drifted toward the house, searching, hunting. Hungry. Evan quickly turned off the lights. Mira whispered, "Dad, are they looking for her?" "Yes," he whispered. "But they won't take her from here." Arina stared at him, shocked. "You would protect me? Even if they threaten you?" Evan nodded without hesitation. "You're scared, you're hurt, and you're alone. That's enough reason." Arina looked like she wanted to cry again, this time from relief. But the peaceful moment broke quickly. The drone beeped loudly, flashing bright red. Arina's cuffs glowed in response. Mira gasped. "Dad, it's reacting to her cuffs." Arina covered her wrists, but it was too late. A mechanical voice from the drone called out. "Signal match confirmed. Target is near." The drone shot upward, sending a flare into the sky. A red light burst across the clouds like a warning to unseen forces. Leah whispered shakily, "They know she's here." Arina's energy flickered with panic. She backed toward the wall. "I am sorry. I should leave. They will destroy this house. Please let me run before they arrive. Evan blocked the door. No, you can't go out there alone. Her eyes shined with blue tears. If they find me here, they will hurt your daughters. Leah grabbed her hand tightly. We aren't letting you go. Mira added, you saved us in the forest. Now we save you. Arina stared at the two girls, two small humans, who saw her as more than a hunted creature. Evan placed a hand on Arina's shoulder. We will face this together. Suddenly, a loud explosion blasted through the forest. Trees fell. Birds scattered. The ground shook. Arina whispered with dread. They are coming. Evan grabbed a lantern. Then we prepare. Arina's glow brightened. For the first time, I am not running alone. And the family stood together, ready for whatever hunted the strange alien woman. The explosion in the forest faded, but the echo remained in Evan's chest like a warning drum. The house shook slightly as dust fell from the ceiling. Mira and Leah clung to each other, staring at their father with wide, frightened eyes. Arina stood by the window, glowing softly in the dark. Her aura flickered, fear mixed with something ancient. Evan whispered, what did they destroy? Arina did not blink. They are clearing the forest. They want open space to land their ships. Another deep boom erupted, and a bright flash lit up the sky outside. Evan swallowed hard. They're coming from above too? Arina nodded slowly. They do not attack quietly. They attack completely. Mira held Arina's sleeve. Arina, will they hurt us? Arina knelt down and touched Mira's cheek gently. I will not let anything happen to you. Her voice was soft, but the air around her crackled with blue sparks. Evan looked outside again. The trees glowed with red fire in the distance. Smoke rose, mixing with the storm clouds. The buzzing of drones filled the night like angry insects. Then he noticed something new. Shadows moving between trees. Tall shadows. Too tall to be human. Evan stepped back from the window. They're closer. Arina pressed her glowing hands against the wall, sensing vibrations through the structure. There are 3 hunters. No, 4, moving from the east. Their weapons are armed. Mira whispered, how do you know? Arina's voice turned dark. I know their steps. I know the sound of their machines. I lived in their cage for months. Evan pointed to the back of the house. We need a plan. We can't fight them head on. Arina closed her eyes. Your home. It has a basement? Yes, then take the girls there. It will protect them from energy blasts. Evan frowned. What about you? Arina opened her glowing blue eyes and stood tall. I will not hide. Leah cried, no. They'll catch you. Arina smiled sadly. If they want me, they will have to face Aliran first. Her voice was no longer frightened. It was something else, determined, ancient, powerful. But before anyone could respond, bang. The front window cracked. A drone hit the glass, not shattering it completely but weakening it. The red scanning beam roamed the living room. Evan grabbed the girls and pulled them behind the kitchen counter. Arina stepped into the center of the room. The drone suddenly spoke. Liran's signature detected. Location locked. Arina lifted her hands, and blue energy flowed around her like mist. But the drone's red light turned bright and pointed directly at her cuffed wrists. Mira gasped. It's reading the cuffs. A sharp alarm echoed across the colony. The drone fired a small red flare upward, a signal flare. Arina whispered. Now they know exactly where I am. Another explosion shook the ground, this time much closer. The house walls rattled. A painting fell. Dishes crashed. Evan shouted, basement, now. But before they could move, a deep metallic roar came from outside, like a giant engine powering up. Arina froze. That is their lander. A heavy sound echoed outside, followed by the crunch of metal legs hitting the ground. Bright red lights flashed through the windows. Evan grabbed his daughters and opened the basement door. "Hurry!" But Arina did not move. Her eyes glowed brighter, and her cuffs reacted violently, flashing red. Suddenly the cuffs began to beep, fast, loud, angry. Arina stepped back in shock. No, they're activating the failsafe." "What failsafe?" Evan shouted. Arina lifted her trembling arms. "If the hunters think I'm resisting, the cuffs release a paralytic wave. It will knock out everyone near me." Mira screamed, "Dad! Help her!" The beeping grew louder. Arina fell to her knees. "I can't stop it. I can't." Evan rushed to her, but the energy around her pushed him back like wind. The light from her cuffs exploded into the room. The girls cried out. The drone outside spoke again. "Target immobilization in progress." But something unexpected happened. Instead of turning white and falling unconscious, Arina's blue energy flared. The red light of the cuffs met the blue light of her power, and the colors clashed in a burst of sparks. Arina screamed, not in pain but in force. The cuffs cracked. The red glow broke. A shockwave shook the entire house, then crack. The metal cuffs shattered into pieces and hit the floor. The drone outside exploded in a burst of white fire. Evan stood frozen. Mira and Leah stared in disbelief. Arina rose slowly, her entire body glowing bright blue like a living star. Her voice was calm but powerful. "I am no one's prisoner anymore." She turned toward the window, where shadows of hunters approached. "And now," she whispered, "they will face me." Asterisk. The pieces of Arina's shattered cuff still glowed faint red on the floor, like dying embers. A soft blue mist floated around her body as she stood in the center of the living room. Her energy wasn't wild anymore. It moved with grace, like light following her heartbeat. Evan held his daughters close, unsure whether to be afraid or amazed. Mira whispered, "Dad, she looks like an angel." Arina didn't hear her. Her eyes stayed locked on the window, where dark silhouettes now stood between the burning trees. 4 hunters, tall, armored, and carrying glowing red weapons. Evan whispered, "Arina, what are they? Soldiers?" Arina's glow flickered softly. "No, soldiers follow rules. Hunters do not. They only follow money." Leah held her hand. "But why do they want you so badly?" Arina hesitated, her blue aura dimming. She knelt down to be eye level with the girls. "Because I am not just anyone from my people." She placed a hand on her chest, and her skin glowed brighter. A soft humming sound filled the room. Evan frowned. "What does that mean?" Arina took a deep breath. "My people, the Lyran, are protectors. Our energy is meant for healing, light, and peace. But very few of us carry the core light, the strongest form of our power." Mira whispered, "Do you have it?" Arina nodded slowly. "Yes, I was born with it." Evan blinked. "So they want your ability?" Arina looked down. "They want to take it. Extract it. Use it." Leah shook her head. "That's wrong. That's so wrong." Arina brushed her hair back, revealing a faint marking behind her ear, an intricate blue symbol shaped like a star. "This mark means I was chosen to lead one day," she said softly. "My people believed I would bring peace." Evan's eyes widened. "Your royalty?" Arina closed her eyes. "I was. But not anymore." Mira leaned forward. "What happened?" Arina's energy flickered, turning pale as painful memories surfaced. "There was a betrayal," she whispered. "On my homeworld. A group of our own guards handed me to the hunters. They said I was too young to lead, too powerful, too dangerous." Leah gasped. "They kidnapped you?" "Yes," Arina said. "They trapped me with these cuffs and sold me secretly." If my people learn I am gone, they will think I am dead. Mira squeezed her hand. But you're alive. You can go back. Arina shook her head sadly. No, my people will not recognize me. Without proof, without my energy mark, I am just an escaped prisoner. Evan pointed to the broken cuffs. What about those? Can that prove anything? Arina looked at the shattered pieces. No, those only prove how long I have been hunted. Outside, the hunters began spreading out around the house. Their red lights glowed between the trees like evil fireflies. Evan stood up. We have to move. They're surrounding us. Arina listened carefully, feeling vibrations in the air. They are not rushing. They believe they have trapped me. They want me alive, but they don't care what happens to this home. Evan grabbed a lantern, preparing the girls for the basement. Mira tugged Arina's sleeve. But what about you? You're not going to fight them alone, right? Arina smiled sadly. I must. If they capture me here, your father, your whole colony, will be in danger. Leah hugged her tightly. I don't want you to leave. Arina's face softened. Nobody ever held me like this before. You two gave me something the hunters could never take hope. Evan placed a hand on Arina's shoulder. We're not abandoning you. If you fight, we stand with you. Arina shook her head. No, you must protect your daughters. You have already risked too much. But Evan didn't back down. That woman out there, the one they want to take, she isn't a stranger anymore. Arina looked at him, surprised. You helped my daughters. You trusted us. You protected us, Evan said. Now we protect you. A loud metal clang hit the front door. The hunters had reached the house. Arina stood up, her energy glowing brighter. She closed her eyes and whispered to herself, Core light, guide me. Blue flames spiraled around her feet, rising slowly, like she was becoming something powerful, something ancient. The front door bent inward under a heavy strike. Mira screamed. Dad, they're breaking in. Arina turned toward them with a calm, fierce expression. Stay behind me. The energy around her burst outward, filling the room with a bright blue glow. The door shook. Again, another hit, another dot. Then dash boom. The front door blasted open. 4 hunters stepped inside. Their red visors glowing like fire. Arina floated slightly above the ground. Her blue aura swirling like a storm. Her voice echoed through the room. I am not afraid anymore. And the fight for her freedom finally began. The front door lay shattered on the floor. Smoke drifted inside from the burning forest. 4 hunters stepped into the living room, their tall metallic armor glowing red through the storm-dark air. Their helmets had no eyes, only sharp red lines like angry scars. Evan pushed his daughters behind the kitchen counter. Mira! Leia, stay low. Arina floated slightly off the ground, her blue aura dancing around her like moving fire. She looked calm, almost peaceful, as if something inside her had finally awakened. One hunter pointed a weapon at her. A cold, robotic voice spoke. Stand down, Liren. You belong to us. Arina's voice was soft but firm. I belong to no one. The hunter fired. A red energy bolt shot across the room like lightning, but Arina moved faster. Her arm lifted gracefully, and a wave of blue light curved around her body like a shield. The bolt hit the light and scattered into glowing dust. Mira gasped from behind the counter. She stopped it, Leah whispered. She's glowing even more. 2 more hunters stepped forward, loading their weapons. Evan grabbed a metal pipe from the shelf. He knew he couldn't fight them, but he stood ready anyway. Arina looked at Evan. Stay with your daughters. Do not move unless I tell you. Evan nodded, breathing hard. The hunters attacked together. Red beams shot from their weapons. Arina spun, her blue energy forming wings of light. She pushed her hands forward, sending a wave of glowing energy through the air. The beams hit her shield and shattered like glass. The hunters staggered back. One shouted, "Increase power, her core light is unstable." Arena's eyes burned with bright blue light. Unstable? No, I am finally free. With a sudden burst of speed, she dashed forward like a streak of lightning. She struck the first hunter's chest with her palm. Blue fire exploded from the impact, sending him flying out of the door and into the muddy ground outside. Mira covered her mouth. "Dad, she's winning." But the other hunters were not finished. One raised a strange metallic rod. It pulsed with red electricity. "Engage null field," he ordered. A crimson wave spread across the living room floor. As soon as it reached Arena's feet, her blue aura flickered. Arena gasped. Her light dimmed. Her body fell slightly lower. Evan shouted, "What's happening?" Arena struggled to breathe. "They're draining my energy. The null field absorbs my power." The leader hunter stepped forward confidently. "Without your core light, you are nothing." Arena fell to her knees. Mira screamed, "Arena, no!" Evan held his daughter's back, fear burning inside him. The leader raised his weapon to strike the final blow, when suddenly, Arena's gaze shifted. Her eyes weren't on the hunters. Her eyes were on Mira and Leah, the two little girls who risked everything to save her. The only ones who showed her love. Her new family. Her expression changed. Fear turned into fierce determination. Arena whispered, "No, I am not nothing." She slammed her palm against the floor. A shockwave of blue light exploded outward. The null field broke instantly. The hunters were thrown backward like dolls. Arena stood up, glowing brighter than ever, her aura swirling around her like a storm of stars. The leader hunter tried to raise his weapon again, but Arena appeared in front of him in one burst of light. "You hunted me," she whispered. "You hurt my people. You chased me across worlds. And now, you threaten children." Her eyes glowed with pure blue fire. "I will never forgive that." She lifted both hands. Blue energy gathered between her palms, glowing brighter and brighter until it turned into a sphere of pulsing light. The hunters panicked. Code red, retreat, retreat. But Arena released the sphere. It struck like silent thunder. A wave of blue energy ripped through the room, shattering armored plates, disabling weapons, and slamming the hunters into the walls. Their helmets cracked, their red visors went dark, and then silence. Only the soft hum of Arena's fading energy filled the room. Her glow dimmed, her knees weakened. She stumbled forward, and Evan caught her before she fell. "Arena, are you okay?" Her voice was barely a whisper. "I used too much power." Mira and Leah ran to her, hugging her tightly. Arena trembled. "I didn't want to hurt them. But I couldn't lose you." Mira shook her head, crying, "You saved us. You saved everyone." Evan held Arena as her body relaxed against him. "For someone who said she was alone, you fought like someone who had something worth protecting." Arena smiled weakly. "I do now." Her eyes fluttered closed. Outside, the forest fire crackled. Inside, the hunters lay defeated. And in Evan's arms, Arena whispered her final words before fainting. "I chose you as my family." Evan carried Arena gently to the sofa, her body weak and glowing only faintly. The bright blue light that once filled the room was now only a soft shimmer around her skin. She breathed slowly, each breath sounding like a quiet tremble. Mira and Leah sat beside her, holding her hands tightly. "Dad, is she okay?" Mira whispered. Evan brushed Arena's cold forehead. "She used too much power. She needs rest." Outside, rain fell over the burning forest, turning flames into rising steam. The storm swallowed the smoke, and for the first time in hours, the night became calm. But the silence didn't last. A sharp metallic alarm echoed through the colony streets. The neighbors had awakened. Voices filled the night. "Something exploded. I saw red lights. There's fire near the forest." Who attacked the colony? Evan's heart sank. If the colony officials discovered the hunters in Arena, they might panic. Humans had strict laws about alien conflicts. Protecting an alien refugee could bring danger to his home. A loud knock hit the broken doorway. "Evan, are you inside? What happened?" It was Mr. Harlan, a colony inspector and a strict man known for following every rule perfectly. Evan whispered to the girls, "Stay beside Arena. Don't let anyone touch her." He stepped outside. Harlan's flashlight shone directly at Evan's face. "You look terrible," Harlan said. "Your door is destroyed. Your forest is burned. What is going on?" Before Evan could answer, other neighbors approached: Mrs. Penn, old Mr. Kareem, young couple Myra and Joel, and even some colony guards. Everyone looked confused. Everyone looked scared. Harlan crossed his arms. "We tracked massive energy spikes to your house. Are you hiding something? A creature? A weapon?" Evan's heartbeat quickened. "No," he said calmly. "We were attacked." "By who?" Harlan demanded. Evan hesitated. He couldn't tell them about Arena, not yet. They might hand her over to authorities, who might give her straight back to the hunters. They were outsiders, Evan finally said. Not human. Gasps spread through the crowd. Mrs. Penn covered her mouth. "Not human? You mean aliens attacked our colony?" A guard stepped forward, hand on his holster. "Evan, this is serious. We need the full truth." Inside the house, Arena shifted weakly. Her blue glow grew faint. Mira whispered to Laya, "Dad needs help, but if they see Arena, they might take her away." Leah hugged Arena tightly. "She saved us. We can't lose her." The crowd outside grew restless. "We heard explosions. I saw a burning ship. Something crashed. Someone must explain." Harlan pointed at Evan again. "I'm going inside." Evan stepped in front of him. "No." Harlan's eyes narrowed. "No, Evan, I have authority in this colony. If you block me, I can file a report." Evan didn't move. Mira and Leah watched from the sofa, trembling. Arina opened her eyes slightly. Her voice came out weak. "Evan." He turned. She struggled to sit up, glowing faint blue. "You can't protect me," she whispered. "Not like this." Evan rushed to her side. "Yes, I can. I won't let them take you." Arina breathed shakily. "My power, it woke the colony. Humans will fear me." Arina looked at the broken door, then at Harlan standing outside with guards. "They will see me as a threat." "No," Evan said firmly. "They'll see you as someone who needs help." Arina shook her head. "No, humans fear what they don't understand, and right now, I look like a living storm." Before Evan could answer, a new sound roared above the colony, a deep humming. Metal shifting. Air vibrating. Everyone outside looked up. A giant ship hovered above the clouds, black, sharp, and silent, much larger than the hunter's lander. Its lights were blue, not red, and shaped like soft rings. Harlan whispered, "Is that another attacker?" But Arina's eyes widened. "No," she whispered. "That is not a hunter ship. That is my people." Laya gasped. "You mean the Lyran?" Arina nodded weakly. "Yes, they followed my energy. They know I am alive." Evan stared at the sky. "What will they do?" Arina looked sad. "They will come to take me home, and once they arrive, humans cannot stop them." Harlan stepped inside, pointing at Arina with shock. "What is that?" Mira screamed. "Don't touch her." Evan stood in front of Arina. "She's under my protection." Harlan yelled, "She's glowing. She's dangerous." But Arina looked at Evan, her voice breaking. "No. Your people have every right to fear me. I brought danger to your home. Now my people will come for me. And you must decide." Her eyes filled with blue tears. "Will you let them take me, or will you fight for me again?" The sky above the colony glowed with soft blue rings as the massive Lyran ship hovered silently. its presence powerful enough to freeze every voice in the neighborhood. Winds swirled around it, pulling leaves and dust into the air. Humans covered their ears and backed away, unsure whether the ship came to rescue or destroy. Inside the broken home, Irina struggled to sit up, her trembling hands glowing faintly. Her eyes, soft and bright, stayed on Evan and the two girls. "This is the moment," she whispered. "If I go with them, I may never return." Mira hugged her tightly. "No, you can't leave. You're part of our family now." Leah held Irina's glowing fingers, refusing to let go. "Please stay with us." Evan watched the girl's tears and felt something heavy inside his chest. This alien woman, someone he met only hours ago, was no longer a stranger. She was someone who protected his daughters, someone who fought like a shield of light. Irina looked at Evan, voice gentle. "Your girls. They gave me something I lost long ago." She placed a hand over her heart. "Belonging." Suddenly, a bright blue beam descended from the Lyran ship, landing right outside Evan's house. The ground glowed. "RVIBRATED." A tall figure stepped out of the beam, towering, elegant, dressed in shimmering silver armor. His eyes glowed the same blue as Irina's, but brighter, older, wiser. He was a Lyran commander. Irina's breath caught. "That is Commander Sirai, my mentor, my guardian." The commander stepped into the doorway. His voice was deep, calm, and resonant. "Irina of Lyran, you are alive." Irina lowered her head. "Yes, thanks to them." Sarai looked around the room, the shattered hunters, the terrified humans, the broken walls. Then he looked at Evan. "You protected her," Sarai said. "Why?" Evan met his glowing eyes. "Because she needed help. Because she wasn't safe. Because she became family." Sarai studied him carefully. "Most humans fear what shines. You did not." Evan shook his head. "I only fear losing people I care about." Mira stepped forward bravely. "She saved us. She protected us." Leah added, "You can't take her away." Sarai raised his hand gently. "I am not here to take her. I am here to bring justice." He approached Irina slowly. "The hunters who stole you will be punished. The traitors on our world will be revealed. Your place is still with our people. If you choose." Irina closed her eyes. "Choose." The word felt heavy. She looked at Evan. "I do not know where I belong anymore," she said softly. "With my people, or with you." Evan's throat tightened. He didn't want to answer wrong. He didn't want to lose her, but he said the truth. "You belong where your heart feels safe." Tears filled Irina's glowing eyes. Sarai spoke gently. "You are free now, Irina of Lyran, free to decide." The girls hugged Irina again. Crying quietly, Irina looked at their small hands. Then at Evan's tired but kind face. Then at the glowing Lyran ship waiting for her return. Her voice trembled. "I choose." The air went silent. Even the storm held its breath. Irina placed her hand over Evan's heart. "You," Myra gasped. Leah wiped her eyes. Evan froze. Irina continued. "You showed me love without fear. Your daughters treated me like family. And for the first time, I feel alive. I may be Lyran, but my heart belongs here." Sarai nodded with deep respect. "A rare and brave choice. Then this home shall be her sanctuary." He turned to Evan. "She has chosen your family. Protect her well." Evan nodded firmly. "I will." Sarai lifted his hand, sending a soft blue wave through the house. Broken furniture repaired. Cracked walls reformed. Windows restored. The home healed as if time reversed. Ina gasped. "You still have that power." Sarai nodded. "A gift for the home that sheltered our lost light." Mira whispered, "So, Arena stays with us? Arena smiled softly. If your father still accepts me. Evan pulled her gently into a warm embrace. Arena, welcome home. The Lyran commander stepped back into the beam of light. Call for us if danger returns. The Lyran will answer. The beam vanished. The ship slowly lifted into the clouds, leaving the colony silent and calm. Arena turned to the family, her family, with tears, glowing like tiny stars. Mira grabbed her hand. Does this mean you're really staying forever? Arena laughed softly, still trembling. Yes, if you want me. Leah hugged her tightly. We want you. Evan looked at the three of them, feeling something he hadn't felt in years. Not loneliness. Not fear. Something new. Hope. Rina stepped into the warm house, her glow soft and peaceful, for the first time since she escaped her captors. She wasn't running. She wasn't hiding. She was home. And the lonely human was lonely no more.